We're done with chapter 1, so tomorrow will be a test on it.
What?
It's pretty much using calculators to evaluate expressions or order of operations, and then writing word problems into sentences, equations or expressions or inequalities. So, the first part is pretty simple. Again, it's just using a calculator. Evaluate means solve it. You're going to be given an expression, and then they tell you what the letter is equal to. So all you got to do is put it in for that letter. 23 plus 14 is 37. Again, if you punch it in your calculator exactly the way it looks, you'll get it correct, using parentheses and all that other stuff. The only thing you got to watch out for is if they have a number raised like that to an even power. If it's an odd power, it won't matter. Okay? So remember, what does this actually equal? Negative 9. Because the only thing being squared is the 3. These calculators, if you punch in negative 3 to the second, it'll give you positive 9. Because it's thinking that the negative is included. So you need to know that rule for these calculators. If they wanted the negative, then you would have to put it in exactly like that, or else just realize when you square a negative, it's going to turn positive. Okay? So, these are pretty simple. 1.8x means 1.8 times x.
Thank you.
So 1.8 times 10 is 18. M divided by 15, remember if it's a fraction, you just take the top divided by the bottom. And you get 10. 15 divided by y is 2. P minus 12 is 22 minus 12 is 10. B, remember up against parentheses, just means to multiply. So it's just 9 times 0.5 is 4.5. Now there is a couple of distance problems. And if I forget to put it on the board, just remind me. You guys probably remember distance equals rate times time. Dirt. So how long will it take to walk 6 miles? There's your distance. If you walk at a rate of 3 miles per hour, so there's the R. So all you got to do, you're going to be given 2 of the things, you got to find the third. So we just plug 6 in for D. R is 3, so put that there, and we don't know the time. So what do you do to solve it? Divide by 3. And you get 2. Now, on the distance ones, you got to remember to label. So what would the 2 be labeled in this problem? Hours. It says how long, so it's a time. This is in miles, and that's miles per hour, so it'd be 2 hours. Okay, again, evaluating expressions with exponents. 8 to the 4th power. Ever remember how to use you guys have calculators on your iPads now?
No.
Some do.
Oh, it's in there?
Mine doesn't do that.
So, the exponent key on here is the y to the x. You would just hit 8, hit the y to the x, 4th power, press equals, and you get 4,096. If you use these calculators, remember it's the caret key. It's in the same spot, it's right above the divide. Here, again, if you punch it in your calculator exactly like this, it'll give you the correct answer. But this is simple. 2 plus 3 is 5. You do parentheses first, and then you could just do 5 to the 5th. Is 3,125. S squared, so you just take 1.5 squared. 6 plus 3 cubed. So again, you can just plug that in. 6 plus 3 to the 3rd power is 33. This one some people get wrong. 2x to the 4th is 2 times 2 to the 4th. Some people multiply that and get 4, and then raise it to the fourth. Remember, the only thing being raised to the fourth is that. So 2 to the fourth is 16. So 2 times 16 is 32. This one, you do got to do the parentheses first. You got to take 5x, which is 5 times 5, 25, raised to the third, is 15,625. So there's some simple ones like this too, where you don't have to put in the numbers for the variables. Again, the calculator will do it for you if you put it in exactly the way it shows, except this one. There you need to know your operation. So here, if you just put it in like this, it'll solve it for you. But order of operations would say do the exponents first. 3 squared is 9. Do any multiply or divide, that's 7. Now add, subtract left to right. 4 plus 7 is 11, minus 9 is 2. Here we do parentheses first, 2, 14 divided by 7. Then exponents, 2 squared is 4, 4 plus 5 is 9. This one, when it's in fraction form, you got to figure out the top, figure out the bottom, and then you divide them. If you just punch it in, 6 plus 2 squared divided by 17 minus 6 times 2, you'll get a wrong answer. Because it'll do this first, then it'll do whatever this is divided by just 17, then it will multiply those, and then it'll add or subtract left to right. So you need to figure out the top. 6 plus 2 squared is 10. 17 minus 6 times 2 is 5. The 6 times 2 is 12. 17 minus 12 is 5. So then top divided by bottom is 2. So just figure out the top, write it down, figure out the bottom, write it down, then divide them. Now if you do want to do it all in one step, you would just have to put parentheses around this bottom and parentheses around the top to show that they're two separate things. Okay, we don't have to solve it. We don't have any tables and graphs. Where is the writing? We don't have any of those. Oh, here we go. Check whether the given number is a solution. What kind of answer are you going to have? Yes or no. It's either going to be an equal or an inequality. Equation or inequality. So here's the equation. They're saying 4 is the solution. Yes or no. So you just put 4 in there. 2 times 4 is 8. Minus 3, does that equal 2? No. Put 2 in here and 2 in there. 2 squared is 4. Minus x, which is 2. Does that equal 2? Yes. Inequalities, you do the same thing. Put 3 in here. 9 times 3 is 27. Minus 3, is that greater than 24?
Yes. No.
No, it's equal to. If they would have had the equal to sign underneath, then it would be yes. Put 5 in for x. 5 times 5 is 25. Plus 2, is that less than or equal to 27?
Yes.
Yes, because of the equal sign. Okay, then the only other thing
I need a lamp.
is the writing.
Friday.
Oh, there's 2 other things.
On Friday? One.
First of all, really all we got to do is one input-output table like the assignment we just corrected. So I'll just make up an example. Say you have the equation, and they say the domain is 0, 1, 2, 3. And you got to make an input-output table. Remember, what does the domain mean? Shh.
X.
It's all the x's. So I got to put in 0, 1, 2, and 3 to find the 4 answers. So if I put 0 in, 2 times 0 plus 3 is 3. put 1 in. 2 times 1 plus 3 is 5. See the pattern? Goes up 2 each time. 2 times 2 plus 3 is 7. 2 times 3 plus 3 is 9. Okay? So then the last thing that's on there is just writing. I gotta see if I can find one.
Burger. Shh. I'm gonna throw something at
There we
you
go.
in like 5 seconds. Jump.
You gotta write it either as an expression or an equal or an inequality. These are all expressions. 7 times a number is just 7x. If they said is 10, then what would you put?
7 is 10. Wait, what?
No.
Wait, so you just gotta write it?
Yep. You put what?
7 times.
10. That's 700.
Equals 10.
Oh yeah.
Is means equals.
Oh no.
Okay? X is at least 90. So that's a greater than or less than sign. X, if it's at least 90, it's what?
Greater than or equal to.
Greater than or equal to 90. At least means that's the smallest it can be. Quotient means to do what? Divide. So m and 2 is just m divided by 2. So again, remember if they throw in something like that, is 3, that just means equals 3. Okay? So that's everything on there. Yep.